There is something most men will never hear directly from a woman's lips, something that remains hidden in the space between words, in the subtle gestures that most people dismiss as meaningless. When a woman desires intimacy with you, she will never, and I mean never, simply come out and say it outright. Instead, she launches an entire silent campaign that would put most political strategists to shame. And the worst part is that according to a study published in the Journal of Nonverbal Behavior, men fail to recognize over 60% of these signals when they happen in real time. 60%. That means more than half the time a woman is practically broadcasting, "I want to be closer to you." And the guy she is interested in is sitting there completely oblivious, probably wondering what he is going to have for dinner. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus wrote that we should not be disturbed by external events, but by our judgments about them. When you are unaware of the signals she is sending, you are not being disturbed by the event itself. You are being disturbed by your own blindness to it. And that blindness is what this video is designed to cure. Today I'm going to hand you the complete playbook, not from a man guessing what women do, but from an understanding of the deep psychological patterns that govern human attraction. And the sixth thing on this list, that one is going to change the way you read every single interaction with a woman from this point forward. But before we get into these 6 things, I need to set something straight. There is a massive difference between a woman being friendly and a woman wanting intimacy with you. Friendly is smiling at you, asking how your day was, maybe laughing at a joke. That is basic human decency. But intimacy is a completely different frequency. When a woman shifts from friendly to intimate interest, her entire behavioral pattern changes. Her psychology rewires in ways that are subtle, but absolutely consistent. Dr. Monica Moore, a psychologist at Webster University, conducted one of the most cited studies on female courtship signals. She observed over 200 women in social settings and cataloged more than 52 distinct behaviors women use when they want closeness with someone. 52. And here is the kicker. Most of these behaviors are so quiet, so smooth, that the average person standing 3 ft away would not even notice them happening. But you are not going to be average after this video. I am going to walk you through 6 things that a woman will always do when she wants intimacy with you. Not sometimes, not occasionally, always. These are hardwired behavioral patterns rooted in psychology. And once you learn them, you cannot unsee them. So pay very close attention because some of these are going to challenge everything you thought you knew. The first thing she does is she engineers touch that looks accidental, but absolutely is not. Let me tell you something that most people get completely wrong about touch. They think that when a woman brushes against your arm or taps your shoulder during a conversation, it is just random. It is not. It is choreographed. Not rehearsed in front of a mirror, obviously, but her subconscious mind has already done the math before her hand ever moves. Research from the Kinsey Institute found that physical touch releases oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone, and this hormone creates a feeling of trust and connection between 2 people within seconds. Women instinctively know this, not because they read a study about it, but because they feel the shift happen in their own body when they touch someone they are attracted to. So when a woman wants intimacy, she starts introducing what I call strategic contact. She will fix your collar even though it was already fine. She will touch your forearm when she laughs at something you said. She will let her knee rest against yours under the table and not pull it away. These are not accidents. These are invitations. She is testing how you respond to her proximity, and your reaction tells her everything she needs to know about whether to move closer or pull back. The Stoic philosopher Seneca wrote that we should not let our fears stop us from doing what is right. When she touches you, the right thing is to acknowledge it. Not to freeze, not to ignore it, but to meet her energy with presence. Here's the part most men mess up. When she initiates that touch, a lot of guys either freeze up or completely ignore it. Both of those responses send the same message, disinterest. If she touches your arm and you do not acknowledge it in any way, she reads that as rejection, and women do not handle perceived rejection well in these vulnerable moments, so she will shut down completely. And you will never see that signal again. The right response is to reciprocate naturally. If she touches your arm, let your hand briefly rest on hers. If her knee is against yours, do not move away. Match her energy. This is a conversation happening entirely through skin, and if you are not participating, you are basically leaving her on red. The writer Milan Kundera, in his exploration of human connection, observed that the moment a person touches another, the boundaries of their individuality dissolve. When you reciprocate her touch, You are telling her that you are willing to dissolve that boundary with her, and that is what she is waiting for. The second thing she does is she tells you things she does not tell other people. This one is massive, and it is the sign most men completely overlook because they are too focused on physical signals. When a woman wants intimacy with you, she starts handing you pieces of herself that she normally keeps locked away. I am talking about personal stories, childhood memories, fears she has never spoken about, opinions she would never post publicly. Psychologist Arthur Aaron conducted a famous experiment at Stony Brook University, where he had strangers ask each other a series of increasingly personal questions. The result was that many of these strangers reported feeling deeply bonded after just 36 questions. Some of them even fell in love. The point is, vulnerability is the fastest highway to intimacy, and women know this instinctively. So when she starts telling you about the time she cried in her car after a bad day, or the complicated relationship she has with her mother, or the thing that scares her most about the future, she is not just making conversation. She is building a bridge between you and her innermost world, and she is watching to see if you're going to walk across it or set it on fire. I knew a girl in college, brilliant woman, very guarded. She could talk for 3 hours and reveal absolutely nothing personal about herself. But the moment she started telling one specific guy about her parents' separation and how it affected her view on relationships, everyone around her knew exactly what was happening. She was not just sharing information. She was choosing him. She was saying without words, "I trust you with the parts of me that I protect from everyone else." If a woman starts sharing vulnerable, unfiltered truths with you, pay attention. That is not small talk. That is a door opening. The philosopher Simone Weil wrote that attention is the rarest and purest form of generosity. When she shares something vulnerable with you, your attention becomes the most generous gift you can offer. Do not rush to fix her problems or offer solutions. Just listen. Just be present. That is what she is asking for. The third thing she does is she manufactures situations where it is just the two of you. This one is honestly a masterclass in subtle engineering. When a woman wants intimacy, she will create one-on-one scenarios with the precision of a chess grandmaster. And the beauty of it is she will make it seem completely organic. She will suggest grabbing coffee after a group meeting. She will volunteer to help you with something she clearly does not need help with. She will hang back when everyone else is leaving, so that you two end up walking to the parking lot alone. She will text you late at night about something that could have easily been a group chat message. A study from the University of Kansas found that it takes roughly 50 hours of interaction to move from acquaintance to casual friend and over 200 hours to become a close connection. Women who want intimacy are subconsciously trying to accelerate this timeline, and the fastest way to do that is to eliminate distractions. Other people are distractions. Groups are distractions. She wants your attention undivided, and she will quietly remove every obstacle between her and that goal. What makes this so clever is that she gives herself plausible deniability every single time. "Oh, I just happened to stay late too. Oh, I was already in the area, so I figured we could grab food." She is constructing an entire narrative of coincidence around what is actually a very deliberate decision. If you notice a woman consistently finding ways to be alone with you, and these situations keep happening with suspicious regularity, that is not the universe conspiring on your behalf. That is her. She is the universe in this scenario, and she is doing all the heavy lifting while making it look effortless. The philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche observed that all truly great thoughts are conceived while walking. And when she creates these private moments with you, she is creating the space for great thoughts to emerge between you. She is giving you the gift of her undivided presence. The least you can do is honor it by being truly present with her. The fourth thing she does is she mirrors you in ways that seem almost uncanny. This is where psychology gets genuinely fascinating. Mirroring is one of the most well-documented phenomena in human attraction, and it happens almost entirely below conscious awareness. When a woman wants intimacy with you, she will start unconsciously copying your body language, your speech patterns, even your energy level. If you lean forward, she leans forward. If you cross your arms, she crosses hers. If you start speaking more slowly, her tempo adjusts to match. This is not imitation. This is synchronization. Her brain is literally trying to merge her behavioral rhythm with yours. A 2016 study published in the journal PLOS One found that people who mirror each other's movements report significantly higher levels of rapport and emotional connection. The researchers described it as a neural coupling, where two brains begin operating on a similar wavelength. And here is the thing that is most fascinating. The person doing the mirroring is almost never aware they are doing it. It is an automatic response triggered by genuine attraction. So next time you are talking to a woman, watch for the echoes. Does she pick up her drink right after you pick up yours? Does she start using phrases or words that you use frequently? Does her laughter pattern match the rhythm of yours? If so, her subconscious mind has already decided that it wants to be in sync with you. Her conscious mind just has not sent the memo yet. One of the most interesting things about mirroring is that it also works in reverse. If you start subtly mirroring her, it deepens the connection from both sides. This is not manipulation. This is communication on a primal level. Two nervous systems recognizing each other and saying, yes, this one. This is the one I want to connect with. The philosopher Martin Buber, who wrote extensively on the nature of human relationship, described the I-thou encounter as a moment of genuine meeting between two beings. When you and she begin to mirror each other, you are entering into an I-thou encounter. You are meeting each other in a space that transcends surface-level interaction. That is where real connection happens. The fifth thing she does is she weaves you into a future without making it obvious. Now here's where things get really telling. When a woman wants intimacy with you, her language starts shifting in a very specific way. She stops talking about her future in singular terms and starts sneaking you into it. She will say things that seem casual on the surface but carry enormous weight underneath. Oh, that restaurant just opened downtown. We should check it out sometime. My friend is having a party next month. You should come with me. Have you ever been to Barcelona? I have always wanted to go there with someone who actually appreciates architecture. Did you catch that?
She did not say she wants to go to Barcelona.
She said she wants to go with someone, and she is saying it directly to you. That is not random travel talk. That is an audition invitation, and you have already been cast. Relationship psychologist Dr. John Gottman, who has spent over 4 decades studying what makes relationships work, found that couples who use we language early on, even before officially being together, show significantly higher rates of long-term bonding. Women who want intimacy naturally gravitate toward inclusive language because their brain is already constructing a shared narrative. She is writing a story, and you are the co-author. The reason this sign is so powerful is that it reveals something she cannot fake. Investment. A woman who is just being polite will keep conversations anchored in the present. She will talk about today, this week, maybe the weekend. But a woman who wants intimacy projects forward. She talks about next month, next season, next year. She is planting seeds in a future that includes you, and she is doing it with the casual confidence of someone who has already made up her mind. The philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer, who wrote extensively on the nature of human desire, observed that the future is the only thing that gives meaning to the present. When she includes you in her future, she is giving meaning to her present. She is telling you that you matter. The sixth thing she does is her voice literally changes when she talks to you. I saved this one for last because it is the one that shook me when I first learned the science behind it. And honestly, I have never looked at conversations the same way since. When a woman wants intimacy with you, her voice undergoes a measurable physiological change. I am not talking about her choosing to sound different. I am talking about her vocal cords physically responding to attraction in a way she cannot consciously control. A study from the University of Stirling in Scotland found that women unconsciously lower the pitch of their voice when speaking to someone they find attractive. Their tone becomes softer, warmer, and slightly breathier. Researchers believe this happens because a lower vocal pitch signals trust, comfort, and sexual interest on a biological level. It is an evolutionary signal that predates language itself. Think about it. Have you ever noticed that she talks to her friends in one tone, animated, loud, high energy? And then when she turns to talk to you, something shifts. Her voice drops, the pace slows down. There is a warmth in her words that was not there a moment ago. That is not acting. That is biology taking the wheel. And it goes even further. A separate study published in the Journal of Evolutionary Psychology found that women also tend to increase vocal fry, that low, creaky quality at the end of sentences when speaking to men they are attracted to. It is almost as if the voice is trying to create a sense of closeness, pulling you in through sound alone. The reason this sign is so significant is that it is nearly impossible to fake. A woman can control what she says. She can control her body language to some extent, but her vocal pitch, that is governed by hormones and neurochemistry. If her voice changes when she is talking to you, if it gets softer, deeper, more deliberate, that is her body telling you what her words might not be ready to say yet. The philosopher Søren Kierkegaard, who explored the depths of human emotion, observed that the voice is the most intimate instrument of the soul. When her voice softens for you, she is offering you an intimacy that she does not offer to anyone else. That is a gift. So there you have it. 6 things a woman will always do when she wants intimacy with you. She engineers touch that seems accidental. She shares pieces of herself that she keeps hidden from everyone else. She creates situations to be alone with you. She mirrors your behavior without even realizing it. She weaves you into her future, and her voice physically transforms when you are around. Now here's what I need you to understand. None of these things mean anything in isolation. A woman might touch your arm because she is naturally affectionate. She might share a personal story because the topic came up. But when you start seeing 3, 4, 5 of these signs happening consistently with the same person, that is not coincidence. That is a pattern. And patterns do not lie. The real tragedy is not that these signals are hard to spot. It is that most people never learn what to look for, and they spend years wondering why they missed their chance with someone who was practically handing them an engraved invitation. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus wrote that we should not be upset by what we do not have, but rejoice in what we do. When you learn to see these signals, you are not gaining control over her. You are gaining clarity over your awareness. You are no longer blind to the invitations that have been there all along, and that clarity is what will set you free. If this message resonated with you and you want to go even deeper into understanding the psychology of attraction and connection, you are in the right place. We explore the subtle, often overlooked dynamics that shape our most meaningful relationships. So if you have not already, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because you will not want to miss what is coming next. And if you are ready for the missing piece, the physical signals, the body language cues that a woman cannot hide no matter how hard she tries, then the video waiting for you on your screen right now is exactly what you need. Combined with everything you have learned today, it will give you a complete, almost unfair understanding of attraction that most people never achieve in a lifetime. I will see you there.